4 seconds remaining. Cam Christie brings it across. That'll do it. It's a Rip City winner. The biggest win the Blazers have had in 5 years as they take down the LA Clippers here at Moda Center 116-97. Chance of Let's Go Blazers raining down from the Moda Center roof.
That's right. It was that type of game tonight. The Blazers got out to a big lead early. The Clippers were able to claw back. And then down goes Frazier as the Blazers get the knockout blow and grab a wonderful 116-97 victory over the visiting LA Clippers. And even though it wasn't the Lakers, it warmed my heart that late in the fourth quarter, there was beat LA chance. That always feels right. This is the fifth quarter. Welcome in. I'm your host, Chris Burkhardt. If you'd like to join the conversation tonight, 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. Of course, you can hit us up on the text line, 88528. And you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the chat there. I'm going to waste little time. I'm going to bring on my friend Keith, who's been waiting patiently. He's got about 10 minutes before he says he has to run. He brought the Sheriff of Portland, Seth, with him, but I only have 2 headsets, so I apologize. But Keith.
Chris.
How we feeling, my man?
Boy, howdy, man. We are feeling good about that one. That got scary for a bit. It was a fun first quarter. Got scary right about halftime when we all convened up and got to all kind of commiserate for a while over at the Pines here. And that was a finish and a half. Getting 6.5 minutes of penalty time down the stretch with Denny charging in there. That was like that. As soon as we got halfway through the fourth quarter, it felt like a recipe for success right there. Just felt like it was like, okay, we got this. Just you know what to do at this point. This is your game. Go and take it. And they took it. They took it without even letting the Clippers get to 100. That feels good. Getting 169, getting, 35 out of Denny? 18 out of Klingon?
That's right.
Double for Klingon again?
It was beautiful.
Oof.
No, the team played well, and you're right. That fourth quarter, man, it gets close, it gets hairy, and then they flex on them. That's exactly what you wanted in a game like this. We talked about in the pregame show about how this game I thought was going to be close but loose. And what I meant by that was there's going to be times throughout this game where the score is close, but it's going to ebb and flow. Or it's going to be the swaying of the ship and which way it goes. It's going to be a game of runs, the 10-0 runs, answered by the 8-0 runs. And it was like that for most of the game. And I love the fact that when it got to the point where it was in the 80s and the Clippers get the lead for a second, it's a 2-point game. It's like, okay, it's a little scary. We've done the whole, oh, crap, we've seen this play before. When are the wheels going to fall off? The wheels didn't fall off. They kept answering the buckets they needed to do, got the defensive stops they got. And quite frankly, I thought it was scary when he went down because of the foot injury, but he came back. One of the most valuable players in that court tonight was Matisse Thybulle. Don't look at the box score and say, oh, he only had 6 points or whatnot. I mean, his hands were on every single loose ball, and he was really impacting the game. And they got a bunch of output from every single player who played tonight.
It was a Matisse defense tonight. Matisse fence, absolutely tonight. He was
Matisse fence.
He was leading the way. It was his style was permeating into the other players, like in those passing lane reaches, man. The third quarter got scary, like we were saying, but yeah, I think a lot of those guys coming into the fourth. What are we in winning the fourth by 17 points is a pretty nice way to end the game.
Absolutely. Let's continue to break this down with you, Keith. It's time for the Rip City Recap. All right, so you take a look at this game. In the first quarter, it was right out of the gate. The Blazers were taking care of business, 33-24 in the first quarter. Denny Avdia was already on a heater, 16 points in that first quarter, 8 from Donovan Klingon. It was looking good. In the second quarter, 28-27 in favor of Portland. Okay, not as good, but still, the lead is there. Third quarter, like Keith just said, gets a little hairy. The Clippers outscore the Blazers 33-25, and you're going, oh gosh, it's tied. Then they have the lead, and you're like, no, I don't want to see this story. I don't want to see this story. That's how the fourth quarter starts, right? But then the Blazers defense locked in, and offensively they were able to get it going. They outscored the Clippers 30-13. Held them to just 13 points in the fourth quarter to grab the 116-97 victory. Points in the paint, not a lot for either team in that first quarter at least, but in the game it was 46-42 in favor of Portland. Second chance points 18-14 in favor of Portland. Fast break points 15 each. Bench points Portland 40-21, so that's great.
Yeah.
Turnovers, it's good but sad, because the Blazers had 15 turnovers, which is less than their season average, but by itself still puts them among the top in the NBA when you look at turnovers per game. 15 turnovers is, let's see, I guess 15 turnovers puts them at like 10th in the league just with 15. But again, it's below their average, which is good. And then you look at the points off turnovers, 24 for the Blazers to 16 for the Clippers. Looking at the individual box scores, starting with LA, 24 points for Kawhi Leonard. Derek Jones had 10, 21 for Brook Lopez, 16 for Darius Garland. Chris Dunn had 5, 15 for Jordan Miller. On the Blazers side of things, Denny Avdia, 35 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 points for Tumani Kamara, which I'm not going to be upset about. Defensively, he was good, and his shot's been so good over the last few weeks. He was bound to have a cold night. Tonight was one. Donovan Clingan, though, 18 points, 13 rebounds, 2 block shots, 9 points each from Drew Holiday and Scoot Henderson. And you can look at that and say they only had 9 points, but the offense was moving around. If you actually look at shot distribution, fairly even, everyone getting involved. Scoot Henderson and Drew Holiday last game were combined, I believe it was 13 for 37, and in this game, they were a combined 5 of 12. Not a lot of shot output. They were just making the plays they needed to make. Drew Holiday's defense on Kawhi Leonard I thought was incredible today. Scoot Henderson started slow. Fourth quarter, I thought he was great. Chris Murray, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Every single one of them felt great. And then Robert Williams, 13 points, 10 boards, and I really hope he doesn't leave. Shaedon Sharpe, 8 points in his return to the lineup. And one place I think you can definitely look at a difference in this game without a doubt, especially when the game was close, was the fact that the Clippers shot 100% from the free throw stripe, 12 of 12. Meanwhile, Portland shot 85%, 30 of 35. That is an 18-point difference at the free throw stripe.
That makes quite a difference in the end, man. And hey, how about you mentioned Shaedon there too? We hadn't even really brought him up yet. His return game here did not look bad at all. Like could certainly wish for a little more production from him, but the shot looked nice. I think he hit 2 threes and they're clean and open and crisp. Tumani as well. You mentioned not having the shooting night that we would want for him, but in the same way he had the gravity for it. He's getting himself open and he's getting these shots, having a guy run out at him, having to cover. It's even without hitting, that's going to stretch the floor, that hopefully make it easier for the drives for Denny, for Scoot, for Drew, for Clingan, for everyone else getting in there. How about having both of our bigs, Robert Williams and Clingan, getting doubles, looking just solid all the way through. Robert Williams in particular having some of those blocks to the rim to really shut down Clippers in the late end.
Yeah, you look at the last game against the Clippers that Portland went in and won. I thought the 3 best players, at least most important players, was Robert Williams, Matisse Thybulle, and Chris Murray. It was the ability to have a solid rotation, not give up points. And I thought tonight those 3 came up massive again.
Big time.
And Chris Murray was wonderful. Robert Williams continues to impress me. He is the most athletic big I've ever seen. Like he jogs down the floor so slow, and it's like he's like his nickname should be the Rattlesnake, because he's like all coiled up, and then all of a sudden he bites, and that boom, like dude just rockets up to the rim. It's like you're just jogging. You're like, that. There's no way that guy is athletic. And then you watch him jump. You're like, he's the most athletic 6'10" guy on the floor right now.
I don't know what the proportion is, like, kind of torso length to leg length and all that kind of thing. I'm curious with Robert Williams because, I'm with you. He really does feel like he springs out of nowhere. I feel like he's got the short man legs. He's able to get around quickly, be mobile, and then he just has the torso and the arms and the wingspan that just shuts guys down.
Yeah, lots of love here on the text line. Denny Avdia played downhill and was fantastic. I liked there's twofold with Denny. I like the fact that I felt tonight he wasn't hunting the foul as much. He was just straight attacking the rim, which is good. But then there was a couple times where he hunted the foul, and it led to an air ball because he thought he got fouled and just tried to throw the shot up. And I don't like when he plays looking for the foul. I like when he plays attacking the rim and gets fouled because of it. And I thought tonight he was definitely playing that way, which is great. Lots of love for Tumani Kamara, and we get one win and we paint the town red, absolutely. And again, another text here. Very happy to see Klingon come out ready to play. He had his best game against the Clippers, and the biggest game. Positive banter only tonight, friends. That's right. Positive banter only. Don't give me that. Yeah, they won the game and they secured the 8th seed, but I really thought Scoot didn't play that great. Like, no, I mean, I said that at times, but like, no, you gotta be positive, man. Have some positivity. Have some fun. All right, if you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. If you're on the line, stay there. I will get to you. Of course, you can hit us up with the text line 88528. Go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, where the chat is a-poppin'. And as one of our texters said, you got to do it. I'm going to get Chad to say it too, but show me your blazer.
Show me your blazer. Let's go.
Show me your blazer. Keith, you said you got to get out about 10:30. It's 10:29.
You nailed it.
Any last thoughts?
I am just ready for Sunday. I'll be back here with my lady. We'll be enjoying the final game of the season, some celebratory times. Let's fucking go Blazers.
Hey, be careful. Okay, give the headset to Seth real quick. Okay, Seth, real quick. Rip City, we're trying to start a revolution. We need a drink at the bar called the Sheriff, because Seth is the Sheriff of Portland. So if I want people to walk into the bar in all their Rip City gear and ask for the Sheriff, and when the bartender says, I don't know what the Sheriff is, you got to tell them what the Sheriff is. So if the Sheriff is a drink, what is the Sheriff?
The Sheriff is a smoking martini with the peatiest whiskey that you've got, preferably an Ardbeg or maybe an Auchentoshan or something like that. And a splash of gin. My favorite, my personal, is the Botanist and Islay Gin out of Richmond, California.
There we go.
Ransom Old Tom will work as well. 2.5 ounces of the gin.
He's got it down.
A dash of the whiskey, a lemon peel for garnish, and that's the Sheriff.
There we go. See, we need to make this a thing. We need to make this thing. The Sheriff needs to catch on. Guys, thanks for stopping by.
Chris.
Talk to you on the next one. You guys are awesome. All right, let's. I said we may take a break, but let's head out to the phone lines while I got some time. Keith's got to get to that car before they lock him in. I'm just glad he stayed for a minute, Keith. I know. Let's go to Sam in Portland, who's been waiting patiently. Hey, Sam, how we doing, my friend?
Good. My dad and I were just listening to the conversation. You mentioned the Sheriff. Now, of course, I'm 17, so no drinking for me. But I'd say the Junior Sheriff definitely could be a Shirley Temple. That's my sister's favorite. Maybe a Diet Coke. Gin for me.
Okay.
But
okay, hold on, real quick. Hold on, Sam, because I got to tell him because he's off headset. But Sam here is 17. He said he's working on the virgin version of the Sheriff just for you. All right. All right. Now, what you got for me, Sam?
Yeah, so, I really like the defense today. I think that we handed the defensive master, Kawhi Leonard, a really good defense hand if you follow where I'm putting it down. I think this is one of the best defensive games of the season. I love the team defense, the trapping in the fourth quarter. It was great to see them working together. As Keith mentioned earlier, the deflections. I mean, not even just the hustle. Scoot, I mean, he played offensively. It was okay. But I think defensively, he more than made up for it. I really like that the Blazers stayed confident throughout the game and they stuck to their game plan. I think that they play best when they stay consistent, no matter if the shots fall or don't fall. I like it when they stay consistent because that means that they're strong-willed, strong-minded.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And with Scoot, I thought, there was times where he was a little up and down. I thought there in that fourth quarter, he got that bucket. I think Chris Dunn was on him, and he gave him the too small signal. And then after that, he locked in. He almost got that steal, and he went out of bounds off his leg, but he definitely locked in, started to play some better defense. But you're right. Defense, I think, definitely won this game today.
Yeah, I like all the participation from a lot of scores, lots and lots of scores. I mean, you mentioned I think it was before the fifth quarter, it was mentioned on the radio broadcast that the Clippers had almost no bench points. The Blazers, tons of bench, tons of involvement. There's like at least 10 scorers on the team. I really like that they shared the ball. Obviously, Avdia with 35, but you got 18 5, 9, 9, 8, 10, 6, 13. I mean, this is sharing the ball, multiple baskets per guy. I like it. 12 steals.
Yes, it was great. And also, hey, you got 12 steals. You get a W, and Sam gets on the big screen. It's a win for everybody.
Oh my God, that was awesome. I had to turn around and show my Damian Lillard signature. I had to show it.
Absolutely. All right, I gotta get you on hold. Sounds like you're in a wind tunnel, my man. But I appreciate you calling in. Appreciate you and your dad stopping by. Your dad's Metallica shirt, I'm turning that one up to 11. It's an 11 out of 10, my man. That was great. Said he wore it just for me. I don't think he wore it just for me. He just has good taste. I'm going to give him that. All right, let's head out to Renee and Cornelius. Renee, welcome into the fifth quarter. The floor is yours.
Well, Chris, first, I don't know if that topped Viola's three in the corner to win the state championship in terms of excitement. Maybe Sunday, when they can clinch the 8th seed once and for all, do so. Just to give you a hint as to who this is.
Yep, I got you.
I'll tell you, the thing that impressed me the most about this game tonight was thinking back to their first matchup against the Clippers in December here at Moda, when they built that lead going into the third quarter, and then the Clippers made a run, and they just fell apart. The Blazers fell apart, and the Clippers ran away, won by, 16 in the end? And tonight was starting to follow that same script, but instead of falling apart, the Blazers kind of showed the maturity that they've been able to develop over the last few weeks as they've gotten players back and they've been able to develop some confidence and some, rhythm, getting all these players, finally meshing. And you just see in that fourth quarter, they got back to what they were doing in the first quarter with defense and the shooting and driving to the basket. It was just being up in the 300 level. It was so much fun to watch and get wrapped up in the environment. We haven't seen that, since the 2018-20 season?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's been a minute, so the vibe was great. And then, to your point, there's a lot of people I think would get hung up on the fact that they had the 20-point lead early in the game, and then the Clippers were able to come back and oh no, here we go again. We lost the lead, but it's basketball. Sometimes that happens. The ability to not get completely knocked off the pedestal, to answer that run and get back up to that lead, I think is impressive and speaks to what you were talking about this team kind of learning from some of those games.
Because you remember that first game in December when the Clippers made that run and took control, the Blazers just completely fell apart. They started got into the referees and started just making all sorts of just terrible decisions and fucking up terrible shots. And tonight you just saw that when the Clippers took that really brief lead, Drew hit the three to tie it. LA calls the timeout, and the Blazers used that timeout and really settled and got back into their game.
Yep, no, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Renee. And I'm just glad you call in, because you always call me out every time that I'm out at the OSAA and someone's filling in. You're like, who's going to host today? But now I know that you're listening and calling in, so I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Have a great evening.
Yep, you too. All right. He's spot on, man. You've played this team before. They've knocked you down. They've made you work. They've kind of took your morale. And I think you took it back from them over the last two games against them. All right, let's head out to Drew in Portland. Drew, welcome into the fifth quarter, my friend.
Hey, what's up, Chris? Man, I just tagged you in my reel on Instagram, bro. Take a look out for it, man.
I will.
Yeah, please do, man. I'm so happy for the Blazers, Chris. I'm just so happy for the Blazers, man. I really am. It was an awesome game, and I love that they locked him down on defense in the end. I kind of had two things about the game. The first was I thought Scoot made some real hustle plays at the end of the third that I think kind of turned the tide a little bit momentum-wise for Portland. And I do believe Matisse coming back in and hitting that three to tie the game. Those two things put us in a position to just kind of sniff the victory in the beginning of the fourth when we went up 4 points. And once we sniffed that victory, it was just locked down. Whatever had been going on between the second and the third quarter was, that was just over at the point in time. And they just locked those guys down defensively, man. Destruction, complete destruction, annihilation of everything the Clippers have built all season, just taken from them. These guys went, 32-16 the end of the season? I mean, they had one of the great runs to make the postseason, and they may still get the postseason, but they got absolutely smashed by Portland. And we've been trying to build a smart defensive team that can play physical games late in the season and into the postseason. And I'm just so happy for the Blazers. I'm just really so happy, man.
No, I am too. It's fun to see this hard work pay off, and now they get to the play-in, and still a lot to play for on Sunday to lock up that 8th seed. But no, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome to see, and with Matisse Thybulle too. Like, I think he goes out, and that's unfortunate, but he came back in. And I think you could tell that foot was still bothering him a little bit because he was wincing here and there, but that also sends a message to the rest of the team, right? Like, hey, I'm a little banged up, but we need this victory. Let's give it our all. And I think you're right. I think that infused a little bit of extra energy into him when they needed it the most.
And thank goodness for Drew Holiday coming to Portland. You know what? We didn't bring him here to go to the to go back to the draft. Maybe we still will, I don't know, but we brought him here to win games for us late in the season. So I'm just so happy for what Portland's done. Just so happy.
Absolutely, Drew, man. Hey, thanks for the call as always, and your sentiment is echoed. A lot of people excited and happy, and this is all part of that process, right? We wanted them to get to the play-in. I predicted beginning of the year they'd be a 41-41 team, which that's 100% in play now, and things are looking good. This is all part of the things going in the right direction. I absolutely love that, and the vibes that the team was putting on tonight. You absolutely gotta tip your hat to them. You should be happy for them, and you should be excited as a Blazer fan. And I do think that if you get through this and you get to the playoff, this is all beneficial for this team. Absolutely, getting that experience. Now, looking at the YouTube chat real quick, Jacob said, Rip City, you know what the postseason means, # code red. And I've been, thirsty all game. I didn't bring my water bottle, and I got busy doing stuff. I've been, trying to find the water fountains, and so I'm extra thirsty, and that just makes me want a Mountain Dew. I just want a Mountain Dew Code Red right now. I want to go back 20 years and live like it's, the early 2000s, and my metabolism can take all that sugar. But that just made me thirsty. That's all we can talk about. Now, Sue says, can we talk about what an awesome job Coach has done? I think he's the best coach we've had in years. Well, I'm going to pump the brakes just a little bit because I do think Terry Stotts was really, really good. However, I think when Terry Stotts left, it was time to mix it up. I think it's okay to have change, but Terry Stotts was great. I think Thiago has been absolutely wonderful, Sue. I have defended Thiago many times this year, and there's a lot of people who don't like him or no, you need to hit the coaching search and find someone better. But I think the fact that guy is a 500 coach, better now, and the fact that he did that because he got handed the head coaching job because his boss, the Blazers head coach, was arrested by the FBI the morning after the season opener. And he has to come in and deal with all that and get through this thing, and then they eventually let him have him a little more free reign coaching. And I think he's done great. Now, is he the coach moving forward? We'll find out in the summer. But I'm with you. I think he's done great. I absolutely think he's done great. Are there some holes and some interesting things that he can fix? Absolutely, there are. But you got to remember, he wasn't hired to be the head coach. That's my biggest thing. He was not hired to be the head coach. He was hired to be an assistant. And he took this thing over, and he has him in the play-in. He absolutely deserves some respect on his name for that one. I'll give it to him right here. Eric Weldon says, soda drinker here. I can't handle Code Red anymore. Yeah, just saying Code Red makes me go, oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. All right, we're going to hit one more caller here before we go to break. So we're going to go to Uncle Blazer, who's been waiting patiently. Uncle Blazer, welcome in, my friend.
Hey, Christopher, this is a pretty good evening, eh?
Yeah, you think so?
So I'm not going to repeat all the game observations because everybody before me, one of the things I love about Blazer fans is how smart, observant, astute, basketball, the games, and they're objective, but they're enthusiastic. And the analysis has been really great. I've really enjoyed listening to everybody talk about that. So I'm just going to throw a couple things out there. I was there with my son tonight, and we go back from when his first game I ever took him to was the Brandon Roy game. And so he was like, I don't know, 12 or something. And that game, for people that know about it, I was ready to leave. I thought we were toast. And he said, no, Dad, no, Dad. And it's just like, it was so amazing. I remember walking out of where 300 sections where we always sit, and walking out and going down the stairs, walking up. And the people, the energy in the stairs was so great. There's people yelling, and some guy had like a little, I don't know, he's using for like a drum. Says, let's go Blazers. It was that cooking, that magic, that great energy that just happens sometimes. Well, tonight, walking down the stairs, it was happening again. It's like, so from a fan standpoint, I don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. And if we get matched up with San Antonio or Oklahoma City, maybe we had crushed. Hopefully we'll pick up a game or two if we're lucky. But the way the team has really come together, we've got an interesting mix of veterans who provide some stability and some skills. And, it's like we're kind of streaky at times, but the teams have gelled. We have enough people being healthy long enough who I think they're starting to get used to play together. And I agree with your comment about Thiago Splitter. I'm just really impressed with how well he's done, and especially when
No, Uncle Blazer. Sorry, I gotta cut you off for a second. Your phone sounds like you are in like an echo chamber. Like you're not sitting on a porcelain chair, are you? Bathrooms can be echoey, my friend. But I wanted to just cut you off for a sec because I want to echo that story that you're just telling, because it was actually the first thing I noticed when the game ended. Because I always wait to go down the stairs, right? I go down on the court and I film the video with Sean Hyken, the quick post-game recap. And as people were walking up the stairs, I was hearing that. Oh, man, this is great. Oh, what a win. Oh, 8 seed. And keep in mind, last year, I had to come on here and do a fifth quarter, Uncle Blazer, talking about the Memphis game. We all remember that Utah comes in, beats you. Memphis comes in, beats you without John Morant and all their stars. And people were walking up the stairs going, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. And it was the first time in my time covering the Blazers, this is my 13th full season, where people were walking up the stairs talking about how they were embarrassed to be at the Blazer game or embarrassed to be Blazer fans. What a difference a year makes, because you're right. It's not the Brandon Roy mystique, but it's that vibe. People were excited leaving Moda today, and that's pretty awesome. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Game Day. I see Jake and Bob are on hold. Guys, stay there. I promise I'll get you as soon as we come back from our commercial break. Chris Burkhardt here with you. I'm just pausing because the song Shacker picks here cracks me up. I listen to this on the ride in for some reason. I'm like, why? I never listen to Smash Mouth. And I listened to it on the way in today. Shacker's got my car's bugged. I gotta go check it. I'll be right back. Hey, plenty more Blazer talk coming up when we return here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620. Welcome back in to the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you. If you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. You hit us up on the text line, 88528, or go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio. Before we continue to jump in and get to the calls, though, it's time for your drive of the night.
It's time for the fifth quarter Trailblazers Drive of the Night, presented by McCord's Vancouver Toyota, where they live by the slogan, "We make it easy." Check out their inventory now at VancouverToyota.com.
Collins, the rebound, stripped out of his hands by Thibault. Loose on the floor, gets it back again, still loose. Thibault comes away with it. What defense by Matisse Thibault. Now to Williams on the drive, ducks it in. That's a great pass from Drew Holiday. The Blazers in front 90-88.
And that drive of the night brought to you by our friends at McCord's Vancouver Toyota, where they live by the slogan, "We make it easy." Check out their inventory now at VancouverToyota.com. Now, one of our texters asks me a very specific question. Drop an old school wheels clip. Once again, we can say, what? You know the rest. And guess what? I did some work during that break. So this one's for you.
And once again, we can say it's a great day to be a Blazer. And has there ever been a better day to be a Blazer?
That's right. It is a great day to be a Blazer as the Blazers grab an impressive 116-97 victory over the Clippers, and they win on Sunday now. Locks in the 8th seed in a Tuesday night matchup with the Phoenix Suns. All right, let's head out to the phones where we got a couple callers who have been waiting patiently. First off, Jake in Cedar Hills. Welcome into the fifth quarter, Jake.
Hello, Chris. What is up, man? You got family. That was my boy Denny. And also, you know what the playoffs coming. I said what I said. We're going to paint this town red.
Like I said, you made me thirsty. I just want to code red now. But you're right, man. I want the red shirts. I want Pioneer Courthouse Square. Yeah, the towels. I think you mentioned, like the Jurassic Park, like they do at Toronto. Like, I want the full playoff vibe, my friend.
Hey, if you're on Teenage Wasteland, you got a deal for the intros.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yep. Let's do it. Hopefully Mr. Dunn is listening.
Hey, he's always listening, and red is the color of the Hurricanes too, so I think he knows how to paint the town red a little bit, my friend.
Yep. Like they say in Raleigh, raise up, baby.
That's right. Raise up, Rip City. Show me your Blazer. Jake, thank you for the call, and thanks for the comments on YouTube, my friend. I appreciate that. And I dropped a my friend 3 times. I need to find better descriptors, but we're friends here. We're all best friends. We're family here on the fifth quarter, where I welcome in another member of the family, Bob in Portland. Bob, welcome into the fifth quarter.
Thanks. Hey, I was at the game, and one of the things I noticed is a minute was left. We obviously won. No one was leaving. Usually they rush into the parking lot. But that's not why I called it. I got a question for you. Are not the Clippers and the Blazers 2-2 now?
They are.
This season.
They are.
So in order for us to be eighth, the Clippers have to lose to Golden State. But that game doesn't mean anything to Golden State. They won't care. They might be resting Steph. I mean, otherwise, the Clippers take eighth.
No, so, Bob, so right now, they're both 41-40. If that ends the season, say the Clippers beat Golden State and Portland beat Sacramento, they'd both be 42-40. And since they are 2-2, the head-to-head doesn't matter. The next level in the tiebreaker is conference record. And Portland right now is 28-23 in conference, and the Clippers are 24-27 in conference. So regardless of if both teams win on Sunday, they will be tied. And because the Blazers will have the better conference record, they win the tiebreaker and would get the 8th seed.
I totally get it. I looked up the conference record, and it looked like they'd be tied there, too. I was using AI, and I shouldn't have.
Hey, that's why you call in. You said you have a question, and we answer because here's the thing. You're not there's a lot of people who have questions about the tiebreaker, so you just did a service because we helped answer it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Bob, and thanks for the call. And that's right. So once again, for those of you wondering, it's the conference record which is going to dictate this right now, and it doesn't matter if they both win. Portland has a better conference record by 4 wins. So if Golden State wins on, if the Clippers beat Golden State on Sunday and Portland beats the Kings, they're in 8th. That's why you still have to beat the Kings, though, because if you lose to the Kings and the Clippers win, they'll have 42 wins. You'll only have 41. You'll be flip-flopped. You're back in 9. So it's all up to you. Take care of your own business, and everything else will take care of itself. Speaking of taking care of business, who took care of business tonight around the association? Let's find out. It's time for a scoreboard report.
This NBA Scoreboard Report is brought to you by McCord's Vancouver Toyota, where they live by the slogan, "We make it easy." Check out their inventory now at vancouvertoyota.com.
Hey, Shacker, we got a request from a texter, so I need you to work on this while I'm doing these scores. I need outro music for this segment. Needs to be a song by Wolfmother. Joker and the Thief always works for me, okay? I like that one. Pick a good Wolfmother song for me. Now, let's take a look at the NBA scoreboard, see what happened around the league tonight. First off, in Charlotte, the Pistons win 118-100. Jalen Duren had 20 points and 9 rebounds. LaMelo Ball, 27 and 8. The Heat beat the Wizards 140-117. The Cavaliers, 102. The Hawks, 124. C.J. McCollum with 29 points. The Celtics grab a 144-118 victory over the Pelicans. That's not too bad at all. Little whooping right there. What's wrong with that? In Indianapolis, the 76ers, 94. The 76ers 105. The Pacers 94. The Raptors fall to the Knicks 112-95. Karl Anthony Towns with 22 and 10. The Magic 127. The Bulls 103. The Bucks 125. The Nets 108. The Spurs 129. The Mavericks 120. Cooper Flagg, 19 years old, drops a casual 33 points. Victor Wembanyama, 40 points, 13 boards. The Nuggets, they secure the 3 seed with a 127-107 victory over the Thunder. Jonas Valanciunas had 23 and 17. Neither team was playing their full complement of players. Minnesota 136. The Rockets 132. The Jazz beat the Grizzlies 147-101. That's a wild game. Go look at who started and played in that game. It was really a who's who of G League players. The Warriors fall to the Kings, 124-118, so let's not count out the Kings just yet. And the Lakers grab a 101-73 victory over the Suns. And, of course, final score in Portland, the Trailblazers 116, the Clippers 97. This NBA scoreboard report brought to you by our friends at McCord's Vancouver Toyota, where they live by the slogan, "We make it easy." Check out their inventory at vancouvertoyota.com. I did not plan that in any way. I had no idea what song that was. I did not know I would end the scoreboard right at the end of it. Good job. It's almost like we know what we're doing around here. And now we get people chiming in on the Wolfmother. That's right. See? Just for you, texter. Yeah. Makes his way all across the land. Wolfmother. I'm just glad someone had the wherewithal there to draw off a Wolfmother reference. It's like a deep cut band. Not a ton of people know Wolfmother. Wolfmother's awesome. Kind of fell into them. The band that I like. Shacker can work on making that an intro song in the next segment. The Sword. If you haven't listened to The Sword, that's a good band right there. We're going to take a break here on the 5th quarter, and we come back. Chad might join us. He was here a second ago, but he ran off. We'll hear from head coach Thiago Splitter, and we'll hand out a game ball here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620. That's right, a little sword right here. Well done, Shacker. Is this Freya? Yeah. I'm a big fan of like the Veil of Isis. They got some really good stuff, man. If you ever listen to them. Brandon, if you like Wolf Mother, you will like you'll like the sword if you don't listen to them already. Very good band. Welcome back into the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you. If you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. Of course, you can hit us up on the text line, 88528, or go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio. For those of you who are still up, it's getting late. We're having fun. Air Weldon says Tiago and Nate Bjork are in masterclass tonight. It was very good performance from them. There was that one play I did love, too. I think Denny went down, got fouled. There was no call. Tiago, I feel like you could hear his feet stomping on the court through the 19,000 strong as he ran down to the baseline. Surprised he didn't get teed up. But good game. He coached his tail off, and the Blazers got the victory. Speaking of Tiago, let's head to the Coach's Corner.
Defensively, a lot of guys did a good job. This is a very talented team, not easy to guard. And also that we have one more game to play and the regular season. And we got to finish the job here and just, feel good about ourselves tonight, but tomorrow back to work.
You guys were up by 20 at one point in time. They rallied back. You guys were able to push back and win one away. Kind of your thoughts on that resilience, which is something I feel like we've talked about this year about this team.
Yeah, I mean, I told the guys that they're going to make runs. We got to be patient and resilient. That's the word. I thought in that third quarter they made some tough shots, well contested, and again, it's a very good team. And Brook Lopez was stretching the court there and make 5 threes, and put you in some trouble. I think Rob did a tremendous job. Guarding the paint and then contesting shots on the three-point line. Drew was unbelievable with guarding Kawhi Leonard, just being physical and making every shot really tough. But even when they got the switches with Denny, Scoot, I think we did a good job there. A couple blitzes and rotations, just trying to take them out of rhythm.
What does it say about Denny and the type of player he is that he delivered that performance in this important of a moment?
Yeah, I mean, that's, the Denny that we saw during the season. He was aggressive. He was getting to the paint. He was finding teammates and getting to the free throw line, being aggressive. Nothing new I can say about him.
And there you hear from head coach Tiago Splitter. Yeah, nothing new you can say about Denny Avdia because Denny was wonderful. And now we welcome in Chad Doing. And Chad, I got this for you. I want to ask you if this is how you feel after that performance tonight.
And once again, we can say it's a great day to be a Blazer. And has there ever been a better day to be a Blazer?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I'm exhausted now because today was great. I woke up with circus tummy because I knew when we came down to the arena tonight it was a game that meant something. And I love this building like you do and everyone else when you're playing games that are meaningful. And I think what I love most about this game is that it was once again like we saw last week down in L.A. It was the Blazers' defense, their rebounding, and their effort in getting to the 50-50 balls that made the big difference. They actually lost the three-point battle tonight. And if you would have told me that before the game, I would have thought, well, they're in trouble. But their aggressiveness in attacking the painted area, and I thought Denny set the tone early, to be able to get to the free throw line and convert on 30 of 35 from the line, it just spoke volumes of how aggressive Portland was at attacking the painted area. And then you look at the defensive job they did on Kawhi Leonard. It was sensational. And in that fourth quarter when they went on that 23-5 run to put the game away, Kawhi was locked up. Other players were getting frustrated, and they got a tee on Brook Lopez because he was just flat out pissed off from the developments of the game. So I'm just very pleased with the entire effort. And once again, how about the bench tonight? Chris Murray, 10 points, 7 rebounds. He was tremendous, great defense, good effort. Double-double from Rob. And then Matisse Thybulle, sacking up with the ankle injury and coming back in the second half to continue to go out there and make a contribution was straight up cash.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame show when I had you on, how I thought this game was going to come down to the exact same thing that I thought was the difference in game one, and it was those three guys off the bench.
Yeah.
And Robert Williams was phenomenal. I thought that honestly might have been one of Chris Murray's better games. He was great on Kawhi, not getting the fouls, bodying people up, right place, right time a lot of the time. And the Matisse Thybulle, he was one of the better players on the court till he got hurt, and then to sack up and come back. I thought that was one of those moments where a guy, because you could tell he was still wincing a little bit, but when a guy comes in and plays for that pain, the rest of the guys feed off that. Like, dude, if he's out here giving all, we better make sure we give more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was great. And then I didn't expect this going into the game, but Shaedon Sharpe, his shot making on a couple of buckets in the third quarter when the Blazers were weathering that storm from the massive Clippers comeback, he was big time in his performance in that third quarter when the Blazers needed buckets, when their offense had gone a little bit stagnant. So, again, like we've seen throughout the course of the year, when the Blazers win, they usually get multiple contributions from everybody, and they got that tonight. And I just got to tip the cap to Deni Avdija. That guy was a bad boy. He was the best player on the floor tonight, and it wasn't even close. I mean, he was one of his best games this season tonight when they needed it most.
I actually think, and I want to get your take on it too, because I think this was actually the most impressed I've been with Deni, because while he did get those 13 foul shots, we've watched him live at the foul line a lot this year, hunting those calls.
Yeah.
This game felt like a lot more where he was attacking the rim rather without looking for the call, but if he got the call, he got it, and I really liked that from him.
Well, look at what he did in the first quarter. All of that was done in the painted area. There were no threes involved in that 16 points, which, by the way, is a career high in the first quarter for Deni tonight. It was all – I mean, he clearly had a focus to attack and get in the painted area tonight. And when he's attacking and getting to the line and creating for his teammates, usually good things are going to happen. So what an effort, what a game. That was really something. And get ready, because there's a great chance Portland might have to rematch and play the Clippers again in the play-in tournament here at Moda Center, which would be amazing. But that was a great game tonight.
As long as they beat the Kings on Sunday,
Gosh.
I mean, it might not happen, Chad.
People drive me crazy. They're going to be like 15 to 20 point favorites in that game on Sunday. They're not going to lose to the Kings. Everyone knows that tonight's game was the de facto playoff game to determine the 8th seed, and now we can see the finale on Sunday and get ready for the Suns game on Tuesday.
Now, the play-in's fun. It adds some juice to the season, but I also like the old school, just top 8 teams are in. And if under the old school model, this game would have basically been the death blow to the Clippers, because there would have been no play-in, and then you're like, all Portland has to go and do is beat the Kings on Sunday, and the Clips playoffs are done.
Yep. I grew up with the old school, so I'm partial to it, but it does give some intrigue throughout the course of the season. Because the Blazers, think about it, they haven't been 8th in the West in a long time, so they've had to battle to get to that point. But the Clippers, I mean, if I'm a Clipper fan, I'm pretty frustrated with that performance tonight. I mean, the Blazers, once they got a handle on things physically, they just dominated them. They really took over the game on both ends of the floor, and that was, I mean, credit to the Blazers. There's a lot of credit to go around. They're going to finish the season with 42 wins. They're third in the NBA in games lost to injury right now, so whether it's the coaching staff, the front office, the players, the guys who have had to battle through the different combination of lineups, tonight was very impressive, very satisfying.
Yeah, I also thought tonight too, Chad, you get up by 20, they come back, they take a lead late, and you're sitting there going, okay, we've seen this story before, let's see what happens. And then for the Blazers to not only weather that big storm, weather those big knockout blows that they were trying to land, and then come back, go on that big fourth quarter run and win by going away, I think that speaks a lot to the team's preparation today too.
Man, they're up by 20 points, and in a blink of an eye, it's a 10-point lead at halftime. And before you know it, the Clippers are up 82-79. I was really concerned at that point. I was like, the Blazers are going to let this one slip away, and they're going to blow a 20-point lead. But their recovery came from the defensive end. Rebounds, defense. They won this game the right way, which is what makes me happy. And they didn't rely on the three ball to get it done tonight. They did it because they defended, they rebounded. They got to the 50-50 balls, and they took advantage of the opportunities at the foul line. It was awesome.
All right. Well, who impressed you the most? Let's find out. It's time for a game ball. Everybody. Not one person gets a game ball from me. This was a team effort tonight. I thought everyone did exactly what they needed to do. Chris Murray was great. Matisse Thybulle was great. Robert Williams was great. Denny Avdia was great. Scoot Henderson was great. Drew Holiday was great. I could keep going, but you get the gist. Everyone did exactly what they needed to do. Team ball won that game tonight. Yes, Denny Avdia had the massive scoring output, but it was team ball 100% that won this game tonight. Everybody gets a chunk. All right, before we get out of here, one last call. If you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. You can hit us up on youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, or you can get us on the text line, 88528. And we head out to the phone for Tall Tim, who's been waiting patiently. Tall Tim, welcome into the fifth quarter.
Well, you guys summed up everything I could possibly say about the game. Just the fact that it showed that everybody, when everything was on the line, now the three-point shooting from a few guys were pretty nervous, let's put it that way, but the effort and just staying with it, even though you're not shooting that well, just not letting them get easy looks. And Brook Lopez was really the guy that kept them in the game, but then that put him out of the key, so that was a disadvantage in some ways as well, but just a tremendous effort. And this was the first game, I would say, even though the Clipper game before that, this is the first game where this was like everybody had to show what they could do when the game was on the line, and they did what you're supposed to do. They rallied around each other, and they just didn't let the Clippers got a lead, right, a couple times, and then Portland just was able to find ways to pull out ahead, and then at the end they just overpowered him. Even though Kawhi shot 50%, it was that was the toughest 50% I think I've ever seen. Don't you think?
The defense on him was great. He had to work. Yeah, he had to work.
So I just and then the nice thing is the Sharp needs to get sharper. So he got the Kings game. He can probably play a little bit more, and they can work on it, and maybe to kind of hone out some other things they want to work on. Now we got to start scouting the Suns, right? That'll obviously be the first game.
As long as you take care of business Sunday.
We're going to take care of business. We don't take care of business.
I like it.
I don't care who we're playing. We don't deserve it. But the Suns, now, I think we match up pretty good against them.
You'd think, but, Connor Gillespie likes to go off on us.
Oh, that was a fluke. We got that guy. He's not going to get diddly squat. So I like the odds going against the Suns for sure. So, assume we beat the Suns. Who do we play?
Well, here's the deal for everyone asking, and thanks for the call, Tim. This is it, right? You get through on Sunday. You're the 8th seed. If you're the 8th seed, that means you're matching up in the first playoff game with the Phoenix Suns. If you win that game, then you secure the 7th seed. That will be a first-round matchup with the San Antonio Spurs. Now, if you lose that game, then you will host a game on Friday, and that game will be against the winner of the Clipper Golden State Warrior game. So, I if I'm a betting man, I would bet the Clippers win that game. So there's a chance you play the Clippers again here at Moda a week from today. If you lose that game against the Suns. And if you win that game, then you are the 8th seed, and you will have a first-round matchup against Oklahoma City. So that's what you're looking at. You're either getting really, really good or really good. That's your opponent. But take care of business on Sunday. That's what needs to happen first. And that's the reason being is because then you get the possibility of 2 games. Because if you're in the 9-10 game, lose and you're done. You're in the 7-8 game, lose, you get one more chance to make it right. Thing is, the Suns are good, the Clippers are good, but the Blazers have taken care of them twice now in the last 10 days. It's a beautiful victory tonight. And as the great Brian Wheeler would say,
And once again, we can say it's a great day to be a Blazer.
that is right. It is a great day to be a Blazer. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for lighting up the phone lines today. Boy, howdy. I like that. I like when the Blazers win and vibes are good and people call into the show. I also like when we sit here and the Blazers hand it to the Clippers 116-97, have one more game on the schedule where a victory against the Kings on Sunday will 100% secure the 8th seed and a Tuesday night play-in matchup with the Phoenix Suns. Next game, though, like I said, is Sunday. Tip-off is at 5:30, which means we'll have Blazers game day for you at 3:30. Shout out to Brendan Slaughter. He will be filling in for me. I have to miss a game. Got to go take care of some OSAA duties. Big shout out to everyone here and their flexibility, but I'll be here on Tuesday ready to go because, boy, we got play-in basketball, and it's going to be fun. Once again, final score in Moda Center. The Blazers 116, the Clippers 97. Blazers taking on the Kings on Sunday. Game day starts the coverage at 3:30. Until next time, Rip City. We'll talk to you on the next one. All right, I'm out. Bye-bye. I guess I can come get that. I guess I didn't grab the access. That's okay. So, or you can meet us at the door. No? I was going to try to use it for something, but that's okay. I can survive. You can take it. Hey, do you have that adapter I was asking for? Where? Oh, yeah, if I need it tomorrow before I go. Well, I'm leaving tomorrow, but I'm leaving out of town. I'll come steal for you. You want us to meet us by broadcasting? On your way out like you always do? Okay, I can come grab it. That's fine. All right. All right. All right. All right.